Hello, everybody. Welcome to Conversations with Sakeina. It's been a long time since I've been here, 2 years, I think, in fact, and a lot of health issues that were going on, hopefully resolved now. So today we are going to hop into doing a tarot review on Tarot of Knitted Tales tarot deck. I saw this. It's like the cutest deck I've come across in a while. I just really love the idea. And since I'm a crafter anyway, I like to crochet. I don't knit, but I do crochet. It was just right up my alley. So we're going to take a look at this, starting with obviously the box. And it definitely gives you an idea of what this is going to be all about. Now, keep in mind at the tail end, as I've done with all my reviews, I will have my spirit guide, Sakeina, share with us what her take is on this deck. So stay tuned for that. All right, and let's see. Tarot of Knitted Tales by Andrew. I know his name's bigger here somewhere. Andrew Bulletin. And I believe that you can go on Amazon and find this. I think I did. He is, I believe, an Etsy seller. But the box is fantastic. Very, very solid. It's got the thumb things to help get the lid off. It has some shine here. You can, I don't know if you can tell. It's kind of a, yeah, can't really tell on camera. Maybe there. Nope. You can see it with your eyes though. Okay, and let's see the back. It says, Tarot of Knitted Tales is a deck where each character looks like a knitted toy and is depicted against real-life backdrops, from cozy kitchens to mountain landscapes. This contrast between the soft imaginary world and the tangible reality creates a unique atmosphere of warmth, wonder, and deep symbolism. This deck is inspired by childhood memories, the power of simple imagery, and the universal language of tarot. It will help you look within, find support in everyday matters, and gently guide you toward inner wisdom. May this deck become a kind companion, leading you one thread at a time back to your truest self. Sweet, so sweet. And look at this. This is done like almost like a luggage tag or a junk journal tag. All right, so I had that upside down, but that's okay. And the inside, it shows a knitted heart. Isn't that pretty? All right, so we'll put that aside for now. And we do have the book. And the guidebook is, let's see, 91 pages. And it's typical. I mean, it has a table of contents, the intro, brief description of the cards, starts with the major arcana, moves on to the minor arcana, and tips for reading. I don't believe we have any spreads in here. We do have tips for reading. Yep, and it comes, oh, nope, here's some spreads. All right. So we have 3 card spread, single card spread. Ooh, if I can get it. There we go. Almost. Celtic cross spread, zodiac wheel spread. Yep, and then it goes to the tips for reading. Each of the cards has 1 page, it appears. Yep, each of them has 1 page, and then when we get to the minors, yep, each 1 page. So, and that 1 page gives keywords. It tells what you're seeing on the card, what the images, like the man in this one, the women, 3 oars, what those symbolize. Then we have a general meaning, a straight meaning, and a reversed meaning, and then advice. So pretty in depth for the book. Okay, so here's the cards. Again, on the inside of the box, on the back, we have, or the bottom, we have that heart. I have 2 extra cards here. And here are the backs. You know what? I'm just going to grab this and do it this way. Here are the backs. We have little knitted needles, whatever this is, a band of some sort hooked onto the thread or the knitting stitches. And it is obviously reversible. I do not do reversibles myself, but for those people who do, and that's important, there it is. Okay, so, and oh, by the way, if you hear little noises, if you've been with me for very long, or anyway, you've seen any of my videos, you'll know that I have a Chihuahua who really loves to snore during my recordings. All right, so let's get started with the Fool. Now, the only complaint that I have about these cards is this here. Now, when you have it under the lights and under the camera, I can see this as 0 the Fool. But when you remove it from the light, you actually have to put it under a light to be able to see it. And there's no way for me to show you. But it is very difficult to see the wording in just normal light. I have my recording lights here, and you know, those are great for on camera. But yeah, so the only wish that I had is that the maker of these cards would have paid attention to this and put the writing in white so that it was easier to be able to see. I imagine, you know, for many of the cards, if you're a seasoned tarot reader, it probably won't bother you a bit once you've used the cards once or twice, or maybe even just looking through them, you know exactly what they are. But for others, because many makers have different takes on different kinds of decks, they might be Rider-Waite, they might be based on Rider-Waite. But still, the imagery can be different, and there are a few cards in here that are that way. So anyway, that's my only wish, is that that had been done in white. As I was trying to put these back in order, because I've used them a few times, as I was trying to put them back in order, I struggled. So under normal light, I struggled. So I have my trusty magnifier here. A little scratched up, but it definitely helps. All right, so there's the Fool. Cuter and cute, right? He's taken off. He's heading for some place that, you know, he's never been before. He's going out in the world. He's not paying any attention, and here's a manhole right here. So hopefully the dog will alert him to the fact that there's a manhole there. And then we have the Magician. Now, if you look close, you can see the stitches in the face. It's so cute. I can't even. So anyway, the Magician. And this magician must be a food magician. Just kidding. But anyway, oh, one other thing here. If you look at the 1, you notice it looks kind of like a 7. All the 1s in this deck have that extra hook right there. So that can be a little bit confusing as well. If you see me looking that way, I'm looking at my computer screen to make sure that what I'm seeing, you're able to see. All right, so the Magician. We even have the infinity symbol there on her hat. And as above, and she's holding the book, but it's still coming down, so below. Okay, and then we move on to the High Priestess. Book knowledge. This is what I get from this card. A very wise, has spent all of her time reading those books. There's not a lot that she can't answer, not a lot that she doesn't know. And I feel like the knowledge just keeps growing. She continues to learn. She continues to go within to discover how much more she actually knows. Then we have the Empress. So pretty. So very pretty. The Empress is like the ultimate caregiver. She is the one that obviously the animals would come to. I have no doubt she can speak to the animals. She's the creator. She's the mother of all things. They trust her. Beautiful, beautiful card. Try to stop going across the top of the box here. Then we have the Emperor. He is in charge of all he surveys. He's, well, they have him here kind of like as a farmer in a way, similar to the Empress, who, you know, she takes care of all the creatures of the land, and he takes care of the land. She also creates the flowers and everything that goes with what he has already created. But between the two of them, they make quite a pair because the world is a better place with them in it. And then we have the Hierophant. And this one works really well for me in this deck because to me, the Hierophant, yes, it's about tradition in the usual decks. But I have always looked at the Hierophant as a storyteller. So here we have this one reading to the little ones from the book. And that just, it works for me because I always think of that. Then we have the Lovers. And this is just cute. I don't look at the Lovers as a couple in most of my decks. I look at it as more of choice. I also look at it as connection. So yes, these two are obviously connected, enjoying each other's company, avoiding getting wet. Just cute. And then we have the Chariot. Now look at that. Knitted zebras. And yes, I am fully aware that this is not, somebody did not actually knit these. It is AI created. However, clever. It's so clever. And she is definitely enjoying this forward movement. They are moving forward at a very rapid speed, kind of haphazard in a way, right? But she's enjoying the ride, moving forward, not afraid. Then we have Strength. Now, isn't that a picture? So we do have knitted with real, as you saw also with the horse. But I think this is adorable because Normally, the dog would, probably eat a stuffed toy, okay? But she's tamed the wild beast within. So this is pretty adorable. And we have the Hermit playing all alone in the sandbox, except for the little doll here. Playing all alone in the sandbox, using the stick to draw, just randomly kind of drawing maybe spirals or something like that in deep thought. The Wheel of Fortune. Now, this one took me a minute. I think it was when I was actually putting the cards together that I realized the Wheel of Fortune, this is kind of like a carnival ride in a way, is the way that it looks. So I think, because I believe there's a rope back here too, I believe they're going in circles like a Ferris wheel. Or if not like a Ferris wheel, at least around this way. So, Wheel of Fortune, anything can happen, anything can change at a moment's notice. And we have Justice. I understand what this is. Okay, those are the scales. And I'm thinking maybe that they go on this. I'm not exactly sure what that is. So, this is maybe, we can take a look at the book and see. So, Justice 18. We have red dress, knitted texture, scales, and purple color. Oh, it's a staff, symbolizing power, active action, and decision making. Okay. All right, so Justice. Then we have the Hanged Man. And what a cute depiction of the Hanged Man. Obviously, he's a parachuter, and he came down, got caught in the tree, and there he hangs. What can he do? Surrender, I guess, until somebody comes along and decides to cut him down. Or maybe shortly, he'll just cut himself down if he's brought anything with him. And definitely being up in that tree is a different perspective than on the ground, right? And we have Death. Wow. I do believe that this little one is being wound back into the ball. I have to admit, I've done this on a number of occasions myself. When something didn't quite work out the way that I wanted it to, I would weave it back into the ball and start over. This also reminded me, this Death card transformation, but it also reminded me of the many times my children have had a favorite toy that has started to fall apart. And you go through that, what am I going to do with this? If I throw it away, they'll be heartbroken. I can try and mend it. I can remake it. Would they know the difference? So yeah, it's a very good card for the Death card. Then we have Temperance, which is all about balance. And this is a beautiful, beautiful meditative card. In fact, it would be one that if you just want to relax for a little while, it's a great card to just look at as you're letting things go. Then we have the Devil. Okay, so the Devil and the little girl, and he's offering her, is it a jump rope? Here, hang on to this and I'll pull you. I'm not real sure. So let's take a look. Page 22. All right, so rope, a symbol of dependency and control, which keeps a person trapped by temptation, limiting their freedom and choice. Okay. So if she grabs a hold of the rope, he's got her for at least a little while. All right. Then we have the Tower. Jenga with a football on top. They're ready to fall and they're leaping out of the way. We've got blocks that are flying in the air already. So I'm taking it as maybe somebody threw the football. It hit there. We've got some that flew when the football hit, but it's going over. So yeah, I take the tower as kind of an aha moment sometimes, but it's also a time to take a look at your foundation, what you've built things on, and perhaps if it falls, it's time to rebuild on something better. The Star. The Star is always a favorite card for me in pretty much any deck. It isn't what I base buying a deck on, but since I look at the Star card as the guidance, this is my spirit guides, my angels. That's what it is to me, the guiding stars. So when I see a card like this, it's a very comforting card because I know that they've got my back. That's what this is for me. They've got my back. So yeah, I love this. And the cuddle of, the little, I think it's a teddy bear koala bear mix maybe because of the nose. Anyway, she's very secure. Now keep in mind what I'm seeing for symbolism or the meanings of the symbols in the cards may not be what matches in the book, but here we have the moon. We have a little one in the boat with a whale coming up, and she cannot see how large this whale actually is. By the light of the moon, it's a bit of an illusion. If she could see under the water, she would be so shocked at what she is face to face with. Looks large here, but not this large. Not everything is by the light of the moon or in the shadows as it is in the daytime. Then we have the sun. Oh, it's a little one who has drawn the sun. He's very happy to be out on such a day, and it looks like there might be snow back there, but he's got a little spot that he can draw his sun, and he's so happy he can use his colors. He's successful at making his sun. Then we have judgment, which judgment for me is being called to something. CALLED, called. And I spell it because I don't want you thinking Culled, which is being gathered, so to speak. She is calling all of these animals to her, and they're coming one at a time, but it's being called to something that's very important to you. That's how I take judgment. So, her with her little horn, it's just perfect for an understanding for that card for me. Then we have the World. She's been through a lot, seen a lot of things, done a lot of things. Now she's enjoying just a moment to swing, just a moment to enjoy life and kind of contemplate over everything that she's seen, knowing it's done now. Everything she's done, knowing it's done now. And she's just enjoying that, wondering perhaps afterwards what she's going to go and do next. All right, so those are the major arcana cards. So I put these in order of how they are in the book. So we are, if I can get it here, starting with the Ace of Wands. And here we have the fire, and she's holding the stick with the fire on the end. And that is the spark. That is the possibility. That is everything that can happen in the creative world, everything that can be transformed with enthusiasm and ideas. And so, yeah, that's the spark. Two of Wands coming up. We have the Two of Wands, and this is where he is contemplating sitting on the world instead of holding it, sitting on the world and looking out and determining, what am I going to do? Should I stay here? Should I go? What should I do? And since he's sitting on the world, this could almost be a card for, do I stay on Earth or do I go someplace different? If your mind is apt to go that direction, as mine does sometimes. All right, so then we have the Three of Wands. And I have to admit that this one kind of threw me, because to me, this would almost be an image for like the Three of Pentacles, where everybody is working together. The three, to me, is a growth card. That's kind of what it means. And maybe it's saying here that if everybody pulls together, growth will happen. But again, that seems to be more like a Three of Pentacles card. So we're going to take a look at this and see what the thought pattern was for this Three of Wands, page 31. Okay, so it says labor and perspectives. Let's see what the general meaning is. Embodies development, growth, and success, indicating productivity and the possibility of expansion in various areas of life. Then if you go with the straight meaning, it's the efforts of the querent are beginning to yield results. So up at the top, a determined knitted man is depicted on the card sitting in a boat together with two women. All of them are dressed in red clothing and wear sunglasses, symbolizing energy, confidence, and goal orientation. The man and women row with three oars, working in sync to move forward along the path they have chosen. The water in front of the boat is calm, and in the distance, islands are visible, symbolizing the achievement of goals and new horizons on this sunny day. The man on the card represents leadership, determination, and resolve. The woman sitting beside him the women sitting beside him symbolize cooperation and partnership. The boat symbolizes the journey and forward movement. 3 oars or 3 wands are a vivid symbol of coordinated work and synchrony. Okay, 3 of wands. Then we have the 4 of wands. And the 4 of wands in many decks, the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, is depicting a lot of times an entrance to something, home, stability, that kind of thing. And this is kind of a celebration of someone's birthday. It shows that they have security in their home and that they're happy where they are. Basically a very homey kind of card. It could throw you off. It could, by doing, since there's 3 of them, it could throw you off as the 3 of cups as a celebration. So that's why sometimes it's important, until you get to know the cards, that you can read what these are. Okay, let's see. We have the 5 of wands, which is, to me, a friendly competition. It's not a real serious competition. There's no fighting involved or anything like that. But it is a competition of sorts. And in this case, they're having a competitive archery contest. Chaos. Gonna be chaos. And here we have the 6 of wands. And she is getting the recognition. She's either already sung or she's going to sing. I think since they have their hands waving in the air, it could be either or. She comes on stage, they're all, ooh, yeah. She hasn't done anything yet. Or it could be she's already sang the song or read a poem or whatever it is that she's up there to do. And again, they're, ah. So she's getting the recognition. Okay. Then we have the 7 of wands. Interesting take here. This is definitely somebody climbing to higher ground. Couldn't get much higher than that. And let's see. 8 of wands. We have flying paper airplanes for this one. Not going in any specific direction. And the normal depiction of wands flying in one direction through the air, that tells me that there's a focus, a focal point. But you can look at this and say, you know, he's focused on the paper airplanes, and they may be flying in a lot of different directions. So in this case, his focus, he's trying to master a lot of things at the same time, or his focus is totally on creating the perfect paper airplane. So you've got a focal point. So there's a couple of different ways to look at that card. The 9 of wands. I think she is, or has been battling, and this is where my mind goes, she has been battling a fox who has been after her chickens. She's battle worn, but she's not giving up. She's coming up with all different creative ideas as to how to keep that fox away from the hen house, so to speak. Just my goofy take. Okay. And we have the 10 of wands. Lots of boxes. This one's carrying so many burdens. But they're all stacked one on top of the other. So obviously, he's got them all packaged up and he's carrying them wherever he's carrying them. But eventually, since it's a completion card, he's going to have to put them down, right? So then it'll be complete. But at least he's got them in the boxes at this point. That's progress. And, oh, those boxes could also be empty. So there's not a lot of heavy burden anymore. Food for thought. Page of Wands. It's a learning card for sure. This little one is very curious, wants to know what's in that hole. Kind of speaks for itself, right? Knight of Wands. Oh boy, this one is full of life, full of it. He's skateboarding, he's doing his selfie as he's skateboarding. There's nothing stopping this dude. He's active. He's willing to do pretty much whatever it is to show everybody what he's got. Show off his ideas. Then we have the Queen of Wands. She has just created a sunflower. She's got a crochet hook here. Created a sunflower. It was something that was important to her, that she was enthusiastic about, and she created it. It turned out beautifully because she put her care into it. Then we have the King of Wands. Going to have to look him up. Some of you may get this right off the bat, but 42. It confuses me a little, so. All right, 42. A charismatic knitted grandfather. Blacksmith is depicted in the card sitting in a chair in his forge with a tobacco pipe in his hand. He is master of his craft, possessing great life, wisdom, and inner strength. Beside him stands a forged lion, a symbol of his power, stability, and ability to create something great and strong with his own hands. The lion also symbolizes the inner strength that is present in leaders. Okay, now that makes sense to me. And I am so sorry for the hesitation in the reading, but the writing is really small in the book, like it is on the cards. So, little difficulty reading, even with glasses. So, there we go. I would have never guessed this as a forge. So this is why it's probably helpful for some cards to actually go in and see what the creator had in mind when creating the card. All right. Now we're at Ace of Cups, which depicting the water. And we have, oh, it's a bird. Okay, it's a bird on the umbrella drinking water out of the umbrella that the boy is holding up with the water in it. Sweet. And to me, the Ace of Cups, yes, it's about emotion, but I feel like it's the potential of life because and how you feel about it, because water is required to live. So it's a card of life for me. The potential of life. The gift of life. Okay, and then we have the Two of Cups. Yep, they're having fun together, building a sandcastle. Then we have the Three of Cups. This is the celebration, and I believe they are on an airplane, so they're off going somewhere the way that it looks. Celebrating life. And we have the Four of Cups. Well, here we have one who's offering, here, I've got all these toys. Let's play this. And this little one going, nope, I'm not interested in playing whatever you've got there. Nope, not interested. Five of Cups. And again, I keep looking to the left also to be able to see the card better than what I can see in front of me, because the colors are darker than they are on the computer screen. So he's sad. He's obviously sad. He's lost something of importance. He's feeling that emotion. They could be moving. He could have lost a pet. A friend to this one. There could be many reasons he's sad and feeling the grief. Chaotic moment for him. Then we have the Six of Cups. And for little girls, and maybe some little boys, we have the tea party with friends. And that can oftentimes be a very nostalgic moment for little girls, but it's just kind of going back into childhood and seeing the moments that just were beautiful moments. Then we have the Seven of Cups. She wants to buy something. She's standing outside the shop window and she wants to buy something, but what is it that she's going to buy? Which one? Maybe she's buying for someone that she cares about. What would they really like? There's so many choices. Then we have the Eight of Cups. This one kind of makes me sad. Got this little teddy bear here who has been loyal, a loyal friend. And the girl has gotten too old for teddy bears. So perhaps she's thinking, I'll leave him on the bench here, and there'll be a little girl that comes along, hopefully before it rains, that will take him and love him. But time to grow up. Time to let go of those childhood emotions and move forward. There's a lot that can be done with this card. I was a teddy bear kid. And then we have the Nine of Cups. Yeah, looks like she's very happy about what she's getting there with all those ice creams. Kind of tells it all, doesn't it? That's a happy. Out in some kind of really warm, balmy, no melting here though. Yep, she's enjoying herself for sure. And then we have the 10 of Cups. Looks like a happy home. They might be cleaning up after a family gathering. She's either bringing more cups in, getting ready for a family gathering, or she's gathering everything up. But I think they're coming in. So a happy time. It's a happy time, bringing all the family members together. And then we have the Page of Cups. Little boy taking care of his goldfish. Again, gift of life. Learning about other lives, other kinds of lives and environments. I want to look at that one too, though. So that's the Page of Cups. 53. All right. A cute knitted boy. Oh, the keywords, happiness and good news. A cute knitted boy in a blue knitted sweater is depicted on this card, reaching out with curiosity and admiration toward an aquarium where a fish is swimming. The aquarium, symbolizing the world of emotions, stands on a bookshelf, and sunlight is streaming through the window, lighting up the cozy children's room. The atmosphere in the room is warm and calm, reflecting a sense of inspiration and wonder. Okay. So anyway, I'm still sticking to, for me, this would be learning about other lives, learning about how others live and what they need. And yeah, that would be me. All right. Knight of Cups. Well, doesn't he look smitten with his flowers, and he's moving forward with his emotions, and he's going to profess his caring for somebody the way that it looks. He's not going to sit on it anymore. He's going to take action with it. Then we have the Queen of Cups. That is a woman who has total control of her. Well, I wouldn't say total control. I guess she has a full understanding of how to work with her emotions, how to care for herself, how to nurture herself, knowing that that is the best way to be able to nurture others. Beautiful card. King of Cups. Oh yeah, this is the guy who, just like the King of Hearts in a regular deck of cards, he is the generous one. He is the one who enjoys life to the fullest. He probably has worked really hard for what he's got, but he doesn't mind sharing it with other people, almost to his detriment. He has control of his emotions sometimes, and he knows how to share with others. He's content with that. All right, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles, the gift of, in this case, money. Looks like he may have found himself a coin. And again, this is pretty much all of them are life-giving gifts, okay, with the aces. It's the potential of what's in the tangible world, what you can do in a physical world. and in this case, with money, what money can buy, but it's also anything that is tangible, that you can touch, that you can feel, um, that you can see is doing things for your life. And we have, if I can get it apart, the Two of Pentacles. And kind of a typical one. She is weighing, you can't even see my hands. Anyway, weighing options. um, she's waiting tables, but she's weighing options. Right now, everything is empty. She has a decision to make. Maybe this is, am I going to stay with this job? Am I not? Because she looks like she's like a part of a cafe. I just served those people. I've emptied my trays. Am I going to stay with the job? Or whatever she's contemplating. Doesn't have to be the job, but that's what I pulled off that card. Okay, so Three of Pentacles. They're all working together to make that snowman. Cute snowman, too. Okay, Four of Pentacles. Well, this is definitely somebody who is holding on to what they own and holding on quite tightly. Sitting in a corner, holding on. And we have the Five of Pentacles. Two little ones who are walking the railroad tracks. Kind of lost everything or feel like they've lost everything and are moving on together, heading for what appears to be a factory. Maybe they're hoping that there will be a job there. Again, there's a lot of stories that you can weave from these cards. Great images. Here we have the Six of Pentacles, and you have a performer out playing his music in exchange for tips. Doing something he loves. And it almost appears, now this could be taken two ways too. He's playing his music, but this guy may also be kind of down on his luck. And as you see, there's coins down at his feet. So he's got some to spare right now. And it looks as though he's either accepting a coin from this guy, or he sees that this guy is needy, needier than he is, and he is offering him a coin. Then we have the Seven of Pentacles. For me, this is the patience card. It is waiting for the moment. And the moment is almost up for this guy. These oranges, if that's what they are going to start falling on him here very soon. But he's done all the work. He's just got to wait for the moment of harvest. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles. And this is her. She creates these beautiful Japanese lanterns. They look like Japanese lanterns. And she's made a lot of them, each one getting a little better and a little better and a little better. It's mastering her craft. Mastering what she loves to do. And she's knitting them all. She's got her knitting needles. What a process. Nine of Pentacles. Now, there's no doubt that this one is living well. She has plenty to live on. But as you see, it isn't just the gold. Look at the beautiful place in which she lives. And the water here that is not polluted, doesn't look polluted. Fresh air all around. She's a very fortunate young lady. Then we have the 10 of Pentacles, which I always take as the legacy card. It's what you have to give or have left behind when your time is up. What are you leaving for those you love? And in this case, this looks like a very happy family life. Kids that feel secure and are happy. They can look back on their childhood and have great memories, and they will move that forward as well in their own families, being loving parents and having happy children. All right, we're going into the court cards now. We have the Page of Pentacles. Looks like he wants to learn how to, what, scuba dive? I'm thinking so. Another one I have to look up. So, whoop, yeah, Pentacles. Whoop, on the, so 67. Trying here. Okay. All right, Page of Pentacles. A knitted boy in a diving mask and snorkel stands on a wooden pier, intently gazing into the clear water below. In his hands is a red circle, a symbol of new opportunity and potential achievement. The water glistens in the sun, and at the bottom are plants and stones, symbolizing hidden resources and knowledge. General meaning. Page of Pentacles is a symbol of diligence, perseverance, determination, and learning. The card suggests that now is the time to plan for the future. A time when patience, faith, and perhaps even some sacrifices may be necessary. Straight meaning, beginning of new projects, determination, learning. The card indicates an opportunity for growth and development, a striving to achieve goals in the context of work or education. This card can point to new opportunities for learning and skill acquisition. Patience, faith, and even minor sacrifices are needed at this time. Okay, so he's going to learn something new and discover a lot of what is underwater. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. It's very significant that this knight is on is that a donkey or a mule? I don't know how to tell the difference. But they're not very fast creatures. They just kind of plod along. There's no hurry, none whatsoever. And he's moving forward, but he's doing it very, very slowly. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles. She apparently is, in this card, quite wealthy. She has learned to take care of herself. She has everything she needs, lacking nothing, the way that it looks. Her way, apparently, I mean, she's maybe had a good job, or she had a silver platter life, perhaps. But She definitely knows how to nurture and care for herself. Knows how to fit into her environment, dresses the part, the whole thing. And I'm pretty sure there's more to that card in the book, but we're going to move forward here. And we have the King of Pentacles, who, yes, he has worked hard all his life and he now has everything he needs. He's in control of his life now and he calls the shots, so to speak. He's got the money, he's got the location, he's maybe got the business. He's in good shape. Okay, and last but not least, we have the Ace of Swords, which to me depicts the potential of the mind, potential of the ideas, potential of communication, all the things that can happen within. Everything usually starts with a thought. And not really sure where he's going with this. All right, sorry, gotta check. 71. Goodness. All right. 71. Ace of Swords. A knitted man in a light blue sweater is standing in a golden wheat field. He raises a sickle above his head, a tool of strength and action, and holds a bundle of cut wheat in the other hand. In the distance are majestic mountains, and above them, heavy clouds, harbingers of change. The light gently falls on the figure, highlighting the strength and determination. Straight meaning, new ideas, clarity of thought, rationality. The querent can expect victory in the situation, new beginnings. The card not only symbolizes new ideas and plans, but also speaks of new understanding of things in general, possibility of implementing plans differently. Yeah. So, in essence, I mean, again, to me, this is all the potential of the mind and all the potential of communication, the things that you believe in. And I suppose that makes you, whatever action you plan to take. But yeah, I'm still a little stuck on that one. All right, and then we have the Two of Swords. Should I or should I not cut my hair? If I cut my hair, it's going to be short like this, and so and so might not like it. What am I going to do? Three of Swords. Well, this is the card that most people look at as betrayal, deceit, broken heart, looking at it as a bad thing. I look at it as growth of the mind, which never fits the image, but Anna Turian in the Tarot of the Abyss, she has a card like this, but an alternative card that shows ideas going into the mind. And so to me, growth of the mind makes a lot more sense. But it's also, what you wish it to be. Then we have the Four of Swords, the card of rest. Resting the mind. Getting a better foundation. And look at that. Look at how comfortable and restful that is. They look like cotton balls. All right. Five of Swords. This one's a little more chaotic, similar to the Five of Wands, where there's a friendly competition. This one's not so friendly. There are those who are walking away with no prize, those who have lost their swords. It's just chaos in general, chaos in the mind, um, chaos in the communication. Chaos in the belief systems and what, the truth may be. Six of Swords. This is the card that I use for peace of mind or harmony of the mind as well. It's the only way I seem to be able to see this card or any of the cards in any deck with Six of Swords is, harmony or peace of mind. In this case, she is moving off to some other idea, some other place, some other belief system, somewhere else. She's going forward, leaving whatever is behind. Not sure what these flags are for. Surrender. She's not going backwards. Yeah, I'm not sure. Six of Swords. We know that the swords are at the end, so we're just going to go in from that angle. Okay. Six of Swords. A penguin with a paddle in its flippers is carefully transporting a knitted girl on an ice floe. The girl is hunched over, hugging herself as if trying to stay warm and protect her inner emotions. On the floe, behind the penguin, waves 6 red flags symbolizing remaining difficulties, past traumas, and trials already endured. They remind of the past, which is not yet fully released, but is already losing its power in that background. Arctic Sea and icebergs representing cold and difficult circumstances. Okay, I buy it. All right. Seven of Swords. Okay, now in most decks that are Rider-Waite based, this makes it look like, well, many people call it the Thief. She has a bunch of candy canes. Did she steal them? Is she a thief? Or did somebody give them to her and she's taking them to somebody else? Did she make them herself and she's going door to door and handing them out? This is one of those cards where it's automatically assumed to be a thief card, but we really don't have enough information to know why she has these, where she got them. We don't know. That's a mystery card there. Okay. Eight of Swords. This is what I would normally term the victim card. Thinking that you're a victim. Remember, Swords is about the mind, your beliefs, communicating to yourself that you're a victim. This particular one seems to be enclosed. I can't really tell if she would be able to get out the top. In this case, it doesn't look like it. Is it plastic? Is it glass? Is it hard to get out of? She could easily break the bindings, but this is a mastery of the mind. It is telling yourself that you're not a victim, that you can do something. She can get out of that. She's not helpless. Probably pretty sure the number 8 means something too. All right. The 9 of Swords. Okay. I'm not sure if that's a blanket or a pillow. Usually the 9 of Swords is an overactive mind, somebody waking up from a nightmare or having nightmares, anxiety, just on pins and needles, so to speak. But we don't see the indication here of the normal Nine of Swords. I mean, she's sitting up, yes, and I think she's on a bed. I'm not positive on that even. All right, 7, I can't get that. There we go. All right, a dark room, night, a knitted doll sits on a bed, tense, hands lying by her side, a pose of quiet despair and sleepless anxiety. Next to her on the bed lies a knitted pillow into which 9 sharp knitting needles are stuck. All right, same basic premise. Yeah, she can't lay down and sleep with, I mean, she's not going to have her pillow for sure. All right. 10 of Swords. Yeah, that poor little one has a little bit of an issue. Same kind of look. And again, this is one of those cards that completion, a 10 is completion to me. And so all of the horrifying things that have happened through the swords, they're done. They're over. You're finished with them. Your mind is now complete. You know everything that could happen, maybe never did happen, but it was in your mind. It could have happened. So much to these cards. All right, and then we have the Page of Swords. This is the learner. It is the one who, the student. I call it the ultimate student. Wanting to learn everything about everything. And in this case, this one is listening to the wall, perhaps to hear what's happening on the other side. A lot to that one too. Knight of Swords. This is depicted as a messenger. He's delivering a letter very, very quickly. Just action in general, the message, moving forward in your mind, moving forward with communication. Queen of Swords, businesswoman. She's worked her way to the top. She's known exactly how to take care of herself while she does it. And she's one of those that isn't going to hedge the truth. She's going to tell you exactly how it is. And last is the King of Swords. He looks like he is an air traffic controller in this picture. Yeah, air traffic controller, that's my guess. But in general, he has complete control of his mind. He has complete control of how he speaks. He has complete control over the things that he believes. He's very content in himself, very content in his mind, very calm. All right, so that is the deck. Now we're going to move this box out of the way. I had it there because I couldn't bring my camera down any further without having it in the way of you seeing me. And I know reviews aren't usually done with people, you know, seeing a person's face, but this is how I became accustomed to doing any kind of reading or any kind of reading on my other channel. And so, and no, I haven't been active on that one either. So it's not just this one. All right, so I am doing the shuffle, and you know that we have to do this for the purpose of getting them mixed up so Sakeina can, yeah, see, these are too stiff for me to actually riffle shuffle. Other people might be able to riffle shuffle these. I just always worry about bending my cards. So I'm going to go off camera for a few minutes and get these all mixed up so that Sakeina can give you her take. And okay, they've got some, you know, a little bit of snapback, and maybe after a period of time, but I find them, a lot of the tarot cards are difficult for me to have the stretch the way, yeah, see, I can't bend them without feeling like I'm going to crease them somehow. So that's going to take a little bit. All right, I will be right back. Okay, that took a minute. I separated them out into 4 piles and separated them, and here I am shuffling away. All right, so normally the way that Sakeina and I do things is with jumpers. So Sakeina, can you please send out a card or 2, 3 at the most, to let us know what you think of this deck? So we have, oh my. All right, that's like, yep, she just dumped. 1, 2, or 3 cards, Sakeina, please, to let us know what you think of this deck. Oh, she did it again. See, they're a little sticky, so it's hard to get them out at singular throws, and I'm not a fast shuffler, so we may have to do this deck a little differently. Okay, Sakeina, what we're going to do here instead, okay, let's see. Got these 2. Is there anything else? Oh, all right. All right, so we have 3 cards here. Did manage to get them. All right, so it looks like with the 10 of Cups here, she is saying that this is a happy deck. It's a very happy deck. And knowing the confusion that I have with this card, I feel like she's saying that it can be a little bit of a confusing deck. However, if you work with the book, and get to know the cards pretty well, they can be a real strength to your tarot practice, your tarot reading. They're gentle, but they're also very relatable to many people. You could read for many people with these cards, and they're going to pull heartstrings, she says. Going to pull heartstrings on people because of the imagery within them. They really are. And again, you know, with the three of wands here, growth of the imagination too is where I would go with this card. It's the growth of the imagination. It's being able to imagine things that you would see in the cards, okay? Or in this case, enjoy doing. Maybe, you know, you're somebody who's, the querent is somebody who has always thought about going on a boat trip somewhere, okay? So it's growth of the imagination. But these cards, in Sakeina's way of sharing, they're relatable to a lot of people. They allow for a lot of imaginative growth where tarot reading is concerned, and they can be a strong point in a tarot business, tarot self reading, basically a strong point in general. Now, she hasn't said whether she likes the deck, so I'm going to see if she'll toss out another card. I think she does, but you know, we're going to just let her have it if she wants to do it. So Sakeina, whoa, do you like the deck? We have two. Well, we're going to take the top one. What do we have? Oh. All right, maybe we'll take them. All right, so the first one here is the Three of Cups. Yeah, she likes the deck. It may take a little bit of contemplation. It may take a person a little ways to, you know, maybe really consider what certain cards are and the imagery on there, because it's okay to stray from the meanings of these cards if what you see in the reading does. There can be a lot more to cards than just the generic meanings for them. And it says Ace of Pentacles, like she was saying, with the creative imagination and the strength. You know, once you learn this deck, you can make probably good money with your tarot readings. And Queen of Cups, she's saying that this is, you know, these cards are for people who want to get in touch with their inner emotion and really feel comfortable with their tarot reading practice. Okay? Really comfortable, because you know, that's where you start making decent money, is when people know that you know your stuff, but you're willing to say, "Hey, I don't know it all." And to have some creative imagination when it comes to your tarot reading. These cards are helpful for that. And yeah, she loves them. She loves them. All right. So there we have the Tarot of Knitted Tales. I hope this wasn't too awfully long for you and that you enjoyed the way that this review went. So until next time. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe and share if, you know, you think there's somebody else you know that would love this deck. And we'll see you again next time. Take care.